Cool. We're live. Good morning, y'all. Gio here, the hoodie, back with another daily live stream on Underdog Fantasy. We're already in a draft, so we're going to get right into it, get what we're talking about. Let's see. We got pick 9. Not my favorite spot, but we'll see how it goes, see what comes to us. And like the title says, we finally have some news. Some of our first major, I don't know if it's major, but off-season news with Tyreek Hill officially getting released by the Miami Dolphins. This is what I expected. I'm not surprised at all. He's 31, coming off a very major injury with a large cap hit. He was owed like $11 million sometime this month, so not surprising whatsoever. The Dolphins also released Bradley Chubb and the guard James Daniels, which isn't as important for fantasy football, of course, but it does reinforce how they're pretty much just tanking this year. They're going full rebuild mode, and it's a big reason why I don't like the Dolphins. Now, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Mr. Jalen Waddle with this news, as he is by far and away the wide receiver 1 in Miami. We don't know who their quarterback's going to be. We don't know what competition they're going to bring in, but he will be the wide receiver 1. Still someone I'm not too excited about, but I will be mixing in. Achane, just not my favorite, man. Achane, not my favorite, man. For those reasons. Just a team going full rebuild mode doesn't really excite me. Now, I'll take CeeDee Lamb here. CeeDee Lamb, I don't want to think he's past his prime. He could have peaked 2 years ago, but someone I expect to bounce back a little bit if he stays healthy. And Dak looked really good last year. George Pickens obviously takes some attention away from him, some targets. However, he's CeeDee Lamb. He's a big play waiting to happen, and someone I will draft happily in the first round. Over Achane, very much so. I wonder how the Tyreek Hill news will affect Achane at all. Drake London in the first round, that's interesting. Not something I've seen happen before. I don't expect the Tyreek Hill news to affect Achane. I wonder if he's going to keep falling in drafts, Tyreek Hill. I think the expectation would probably be that he goes back to the Chiefs. However, the Chiefs are in cap hell. I think they're like minus 50 mil or something like that in cap, which is not good. I would love to get Genty here. CeeDee Lamb, Ashton Genty, I don't think is a start I've had yet. So we'll see what Mr. Caper 1983 does. He takes Justin Jefferson. So I will happily take Ashton Genty at pick 16. And that is going to be a unique combination. You were only able to get this combination in the first few days of this tournament when Ashton Genty was going in the mid-second round. And he was someone that I just kept drafting in the mid-second round before he steamed up to around the turn. And often I see him go even at pick 7, 8, 9. So getting him at 16 with a unique combination of CeeDee Lamb feels really good to me. Quite happy with this start. Maybe pick 9 isn't so bad. I do expect the Raiders' offensive line to get better. I expect Fernando Mendoza to uplift that offense. I'm sure they're going to bring in some wide receiver help as well. So, yeah, Ashton Genty still forced a lot of missed tackles. He was just getting hit behind the line of scrimmage like almost every time he touched the ball, which is not on him. The talent's there, and at this point in the offseason, I'm going to bet on talent, and I'm going to feel good about that. Brock Bowers, for the same reasons, is someone I quite like as well. Although, as I mentioned before, trying to get a nice team structurally wise, drafting a tight end in the second round doesn't feel the best because since this is a 20-round draft, there's a lot of good tight ends available in the second half of the draft, and I'm more than happy getting 3 of those guys. However, Brock Bowers is a game changer. We saw last year he can just drop 40 points and someone you're definitely going to want to have on your teams. He's even going like cheaper than he was last year. Like he would fall to this range often, but most of the time he was going in the top of the second round. And I just expect it to be a better situation, another year older. So I quite like Brock Bowers. The team I drafted yesterday actually was a phenomenal Brock Bowers team. Maybe my favorite team that I've drafted so far on Underdog. One of them, anyways. Now, I like these wide receiver values a lot. Kyren, Travis Etienne, I do not. It's kind of tough to pick between these guys. Usually just take whoever falls. There goes Kyren. So we can get the young stud in T-Mac. We can get A.J. Brown, who is just, he's A.J. Brown, man. I'm going to mix in Teteroa McMillan. I got to draft him. Like, I really do think that this year, in a big way, is the changing of the guard as far as young talent emerging and stepping up, making a name for themselves and becoming the next stars in the league. And it feels like some of the older vets might take a step back. Now, I've also mentioned before, A.J. Brown, one of my favorite values in the draft because he could just drop 30 points in the first half of a game very easily. Gets long touchdowns. There's a chance he gets traded or moved. I would like Garrett Wilson too. Please give me Garrett Wilson. Give me Garrett Wilson. Give me Garrett Wilson. Come on, Caper. You gave me Genty. Give me Wilson. Thank you. I like you, Caper. You're my friend now because you're not cucking me. I appreciate it. Someone who I might start pulling up a little more is Terry McLaurin. There are reports that he wants to get, or the new offensive coordinator wants to get him heavily involved. And Jaden Daniels doesn't fall too often back to this turn in the 6-7 round. However, he did for us yesterday, which is a big reason why I love that team. But just to get a little unique, get a little different. So we got our hero running back in Ashton Jeanty. That feels nice. I do not like the running backs in this range whatsoever. Cam Scadabo coming off a very serious injury. Travion Henderson just didn't get the usage, although the talent is there. So Travion Henderson, I think, has the biggest upside out of these guys by far, just talent-wise. Quinshon Judkins coming off a very terrible injury as well and plays for the Browns, which matters. You know, shitty teams, they matter in this, especially at the running back position, because if your team's just behind 20 points in the second half, you're not going to be running the ball a lot. Judkins doesn't catch a ton of passes. Still someone I'm going to be mixing in, but not someone I'm too excited about. Now, people I am getting excited about are these rookies. Carnell Tate and Mekhi Lemon, mostly. Jordan Tyson, not someone I am drafting a lot. Again, injuries. He's been injured every season that he's played in college football. Not the particular archetype that I like. Even though the talent's there, and if he stays healthy, he could, be great. However, because of the injuries, I feel like he's going to go later in the actual NFL draft. And since he goes later in the actual NFL draft, I assume he will go later in these best ball drafts as the offseason continues. Whereas Carnell Tate, Mekhi Lemon, both get sniped from me, which sucks. Now I have to actually think about who I want. And I think I'm just going to go with some receivers too. Fuck, I don't like this range whatsoever, man. I'm stumped. I'm just going to panic pick. I'm going to take Marvin Harrison. Yeah, fuck. I was kind of banking on one of these guys coming back to me, but Marvin Harrison, former number 4 overall pick, going into his 3rd year. Usually we expect a 3rd-year breakout for wide receivers, or we did in the past. But with players just kind of coming in more and more and excelling from the jump, we have kind of put that away from us. Now, could say the same thing about Rome, but Rome was just disappointing last year after he got injured. Just disappointing. Now, I'm just gonna draft another receiver. Might just reach out for Parker Washington, who I like. I personally think Parker Washington's gonna outscore Brian Thomas. Maybe an unpopular opinion, but that's just what I'm gonna do. Right? See, now this is where I would have liked to draft. We'll just get a little different. Why not? We'll get a different combination. This is where I would have liked to draft Terry McLaurin, pulling him up if we didn't get Garrett Wilson, because this range doesn't feel the best. And getting someone like Jaden Daniels does feel good. You know, he got injured last year. It was kind of a freak injury as well. If you saw how his elbow got injured, smaller frame guy. So the injury risk is always going to be there a little bit. But talent wise, upside wise, I'm going to make that bet in February pretty happily. Let's take a look at this draft board. So we do have our hero running back, which feels nice in Ashton Jeanty. Just betting on him taking that step up. We want to be drafting like we're right and the highest upside scenario for these guys. A lot of our young players, which is another strategy I like to go with at this point in the year. T. Higgins too. Another reason to take him in like the 3rd round, if you can get him, is for Joe Burrow. Like these quarterbacks feel nice here just because I don't love the other guys. Drake May, Caleb Williams aren't my favorite picks. Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, even Jalen Hurts for the rushing upside feels nice. Not Joe Burrow for his rushing upside, but just overall talent. We do have some later quarterbacks available, though, with Bryce Young. We don't know who the Jets quarterback is going to be. This guy goes ahead and takes Trevor Lawrence to stack with Bashal Tutin, which feels pretty bad. I don't like the value of Bashal Tutin. I would like to wait and see how the free agency is going to unfold before I draft Bashal Tutin, because I don't expect him to be the RB1 in Jacksonville. I expect him to have a similar role that he did last year. Even if Jacksonville doesn't re-sign Travis Etienne, I could see them bringing in a free agent running back or getting one in the draft. Now, Harold Fannin, fuck. I gotta keep my mouth shut, man. This happens every time. So, would I want to draft? We could just play it safe, get Dak Prescott to stack with CeeDee Lamb. None of the guys on the turn have a quarterback, though, and people get really horny for quarterbacks. So I'm just going to play it a little safe, get my quarterback, and then look at probably a running back with our next pick. And Kyle Monangai. Chubadubadoo is here. Just not my favorite pick. Not explosive. Got outplayed by Rico Dowdle pretty hard, even though he was fighting for his job back towards the end of the year. I think he's peaked. Sipping on some coffee. You know what it is. There goes Monangai. So Sam Laporta also intrigues me a lot right here. I think I might go with Laporta and then look at running backs at the next turn. kind of go a little more extreme at the running back position this draft. I am a big Lions fan, so I'm always happy to take Sam Laporta. Kyle Pitts could be one of the best values in the draft, depending on where he goes. He's pretty much gotten better every season he's played, except his rookie year. It's so funny that he's gotten 1 touchdown his first year, 2 his second year, then 3, 4, 5. So if he gets 6 touchdowns next year, that would just be pretty hilarious. And the guy in front of us drafted St. Brown. However, he already has 2 quarterbacks, which still leaves the door open for Jared Goff for us with our next pick. I really like David Montgomery as well. Whether he's on the Lions or not, I think it's a good value. Also, the number 1 handcuff in the league, without a doubt, in my opinion. Brad Holmes was pretty ambiguous when talking about David Montgomery's future in Detroit. Could be a cap casualty and get traded or cut, but either way, I think it's a good value. The Lions have one of the easiest schedules in the league next year, which excites me quite a bit. Excites me for their run game, excites me for their pass game. And they're a team that just likes to stomp on people when they're up. If they can drop 50, they want to drop 50. So I draft a lot of the Lions every year, and it's not going to be different this year. I will be betting on the Lions happily. And these quarterbacks are just flying off the board. So I'm going to queue up Jared Goff. And I would be fine with just Dak Prescott and Jared Goff, but we can also look to mix in Bryce Young as well, who I've seen fall in drafts when the team with T-Mac decides to push him a little bit, which I have done as well. And there's some running backs available, so I would be happy to get my quarterback right here. Tyler Algier goes, so we'll get the goofball, Jared Goff, and then we are going to draft a running back almost certainly with our next pick. One of these 3 guys. One of these guys has to be available for us. So hopefully David Montgomery can get even more Detroit Lions correlation, and kind of underrated pass catcher. He gets involved in the passing game. He can catch the ball. He can run after the catch. One of the best at making people miss as well. 1 pick away from getting our guy. Come on, Caper, give us our guy again. You've been so kind to us. You've been such a sweetheart, Mr. Caper, 1983. And I would just love it if you gave us David Montgomery one more time. Please, Mr. Caper. You just had to do it to us this time. Had to cuck us. Now, I'll get Woody Marks. I'm starting to get more comfortable with the running backs in this range as well. Tyron Tracy, Emmett Johnson. Emmett Johnson is someone who I want to be mixing in more after hearing Bucky Brooks and Daniel Jeremiah talk about some of their running back prospects. Of course, Jeremiah Love is number 1. However, they have Emmett Johnson and Jadarian Price ranked as the 2nd and 3rd running backs as almost identical prospects. Only 1 grading point separates them. So Emmett Johnson going about 30 picks past Jadarian Price makes me feel better about that value than Mr. Price's value right there. And similar with Denzel Boston and Malachi Fields, the rookie receiver prospects, hearing them talk about those guys, they're nearly identical prospects. Denzel Boston likely going ahead in the draft. However, in our best ball drafts, Malachi Fields goes in the 19th, 20th round or undrafted. And Denzel Boston, we see here, 8th round, pick 85, right at the top of the round. So I'll take my chances with Fields. We'll still mix in the other guys too, of course, because we want exposure to them. but starting to get a feel for these rookies, their talent levels, and who's going to rise and who's going to fall. I always want to be trying to get players that I expect to go higher in drafts as the offseason goes on. So I can get unique combinations and combinations of teams that you're just not going to be able to get later in the offseason. I will take Tyrone Tracy first because we only have two running backs, both second-year running backs. So I'll take Tracy. I like Tracy's value because I do not like Cam Scatterbo's value. Pretty simple right there. I haven't drafted Cam Scatterbo once. I will get exposure to him later in the season because I expect him just to fall to the 5th round, to fall to the 6th round, and maybe later, depending on the reports that come out with his injury. We always see overly optimistic injury reports at this point in the year. Always. We saw it with Brandon Ayuk, and we see how that turned out. We saw it with what's his face? Y'all know who I'm thinking about. Hold on. Now I gotta pick a player. So both guys who I wanted to take got taken. Rashid Shaheed, someone I'm just drafting a lot of. I like Rashid Shaheed. Big play threat, wins downfield, free agent, probably going back to Seattle and spending an offseason in Seattle, getting more accustomed to the playbook, to the coaches. I expect him to get utilized more. And he was playing really well in New Orleans before he got traded. Just always hard to jump on a moving train and get that rolling. J.K. Dobbins, I haven't drafted once yet. Just kind of scares me. Had an injury at the end of the year. We know J.K. Dobbins has one of the most extensive injury histories in the NFL. Doesn't excite me too much. He's also getting older. He is still pretty young, but not getting younger. Josh Downs, great value. Jalen McMillan, great value. Some of these running backs don't feel too great to me. I really wish I got Emmett Johnson with my last pick or Bryce Young, but we'll take what the draft gives us. Let's check out this draft board, see where guys are going. I'm not going to force a third quarterback, though. Dak Prescott and Jared Goff are fine. Aaron Rodgers, someone I like to mix in at the end of drafts, and he has backstacks available too. Calvin Austin going undrafted in every draft. I don't think I've seen anyone else draft Calvin Austin except for myself, but he can get spike weeks. So we see our boy Tyreek Hill goes at pick 148. So not any different with the news of him getting cut. Some people might even be more excited that he gets cut, but not me. Now, we can look at a Kyler Murray. We have Marvin Harrison, but I don't think he's going to be the quarterback for Arizona. He gets taken anyways. So I think we're just going to lean more into our strong wide receiver room and just get a really great receiver room. I would feel comfortable stopping at 7. Never mind. We get cucked. This range doesn't excite me too much. So I'm just going to go with Daniel Jones. We'll get our third quarterback. We don't have any stacks for him, but that's fine. Sounds like he's going to be going back to Indianapolis. He is a free agent as well. Man, I feel like I need a running back with my next pick. I'll probably draft Tyjae Spears. Yeah, I can get tight ends and receivers later. And the running backs just start to feel pretty bad to me. So let's just get another one on the roster. Jerry Jeudy could be one of the best values or worst values in the draft. It wouldn't surprise me if they try and move on from him, try and trade him to some contending team. Didn't show the best chemistry with Shedeur Sanders or any quarterback in Cleveland for that matter. We're going to be going at least 7 running backs on this team, possibly even 8 if I feel like it, but 7 running backs for sure. Could be looking at a 3-7-8-2, 3-7-7-3. We'll see. Probably get 8 receivers though. 2 more receivers. Oh, we do have a third quarterback. That's right. So we have our 3 quarterbacks. I'm totally fine with just getting 2 tight ends when I have Sam Laporta. Just banking on the fact that he has a bounce back season and returns to his all-pro form. I say it likely feels nice too. He can just go to the right situation and absolute smash. There's a lot of good free agent tight ends this year. Will be really interesting to see where these guys go. Still need a running back too, though. Might just take a chance on some rookie running backs later. I'm not too familiar with the rookie running backs going in the last few rounds of the draft. Usually around the combine is where I'll get a better feel for that. And I think that's coming up in like a couple weeks maybe. So that'll be exciting. Finally get some more information, get to actually see these prospects compared to each other, running the same drills, getting their actual numbers. Now, do I want a tight end first or running back first? I think I'm going to go with another tight end. Nope. Isaiah Likely is taken. Fuck. Okay. We'll adapt. That's cool. Might just take 2 of these running backs now and then get 2 receivers and 2 tight ends with our last picks. David Njoku could just be nice value. Play on the Browns last year. Like that stuff matters. Nicholas Singleton is a rookie that I've been drafting probably the most at the end of these rounds, in the last like 4 rounds of the draft. I think Bucky Brooks had him ranked as his number 5 rookie running back. And if he sneaks into the 2nd round, that's an outstanding pick. Even if he's a 3rd round pick, goes to the right situation, could be great. Coming from a big school, so that feels good. I'm happy stopping at 6 now. Probably go with a 3-6-8-3, getting 2 receivers and 2 tight ends to end the draft off. And I'm going to be looking at some of these rookie receivers. As I talked about yesterday, getting some of these guys feels nice because we don't know exactly who's going to rise, but some of them are going to rise. Some of them are going to be league winners probably. Happens every year. Let's take a look at that draft board again. I don't think I've drafted TJ Hawkinson once. Maybe I'm biased because I'm a Lions fan and I just hated him on the Lions. I thought he was a terrible draft pick. I thought he was a bum when he played for us. And I'm so glad that they traded him instead of re-signing him because they got a lot of shit for that too. The Lions at that time were a dumpster fire. They had a lot of cap room, and they were heavily criticized for trading away TJ Hawkinson. But I think we got like a second round pick back for him, which is really good. He got paid like 17 million a year or something like that. Just not worth it whatsoever. So tight ends are still available, receivers are still available. I think I'll go with a receiver first. Gunnar Helm, Mason Taylor. I like these second-year tight ends. Zachariah Branch is who I wanted to draft, so that's a little unfortunate. Maybe I do go with 2 tight ends now and then get another one. We'll take Colby Parkinson. Not a sexy name at all, but he got production. He played well. Stafford liked throwing to him. And when Stafford trusts you, he's going to feed you. Now is the question, where do I want to go with a receiver or a tight end here? I'm probably going to lean towards drafting a tight end first over these guys, just because in the round 19-20, the tight end value kind of fizzles out a bit, but there's still a lot of depth at receiver, whether we're able to get a rookie or not. Now, we have Garrett Wilson, so we could get some teammate correlation with Mason Taylor, which I think I might do. I like Gunnar Helm quite a bit too, assuming Chico Okonkwo gets let go in free agency. And we're just going to end our draft with 2 receivers. So we have 6 strong receivers, and it makes me feel good about just taking some dart throws later in the draft at receiver. Now, I feel like doing another draft, so we're going to hop on in and wait for this one to load while we finish off our current draft. Try not to waste any time. Be efficient. You know what I mean? That's what we like to do. Efficiency. Also, some good veterans down here, like Christian Kirk. I've drafted quite a bit. I don't think I've drafted Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen was my most drafted player when he was still a free agent last year. I was just betting on the fact that he was going to go to a team and play football. And then he skyrocketed up draft boards and turned out to prove me right, which I love. But this year, another year older, fizzled out near the end of last year. Not my favorite bet to make. Okay, so some of these rookies are getting taken. Seems like the word is getting out about them. Can't blame anyone for that. I don't think we have any stacks available for Daniel Jones anymore. So he's just going to be a naked quarterback for us, which feels fine. Jalen Noel can step up in his second year as a receiver, especially if Tank Dell is not healthy. Although, sounds like he will be. This draft is going... What pick are we? Pick 9 again. Okay. Back-to-back 9s. No J.J. McCarthy energy, hopefully. We want the good 9. You know what I mean? So, looks like we're going to get a rookie, hopefully, if this guy doesn't take him. I recognize this name, too. Drafted with him quite a bit. He takes Darnell Mooney, so I'm going to take Malachi Fields and queue up some of these other receivers. Let's kind of hard to pick who to take here. I'd take Jaylen Nowell first. Jaylen Nowell, Malik Washington. There we go. I'll go over that team after we make our first pick in this draft. Don't want to miss out. Standard first 5 players get taken. Jonathan Taylor, number 6. Seems like that is the meta that is happening, which feels fine to me. Seems like there's a clear top 5. And I don't anticipate that changing this offseason. Christian McCaffrey gets taken, so I will very happily take the businessman, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Big Lions fan. Always feels good to me. Let's just open another window. That's easy. So then we can still just easily go over that team afterwards. Justin Jefferson, we're seeing go higher and higher. Hey, our boy KP is here too. Caper. Al Boogie looks like a familiar name. Legio, the 8th. Familiar name. Or 13th. Legio 13. XIII. I think that's what it is. Getting a lot of familiar names. Just pretty much the same degenerates that are drafting at this time of year. There's not many of us. Give me Genty again, man. Give me an Ashton Genty team again at 16. Come on, Al Boogie. Come on. Let's boogie, Al. Don't cuck us. You cucked us. We don't like that. I do like getting a running back to start. Let's just take Jeremiah Love. Get a little unique, get a little different. Get a rookie with high upside. Why not? In Best Ball Mania, I probably would have drafted Drake London or Malik Neighbors because at that point in the year, we'll have a better feel for some of the running backs going later. And I really like the receivers here in the 3rd and 4th round. And I don't love the running backs as much. So our first draft, final team is Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, Daniel Jones at quarterback. Running backs are Ashton Genty, Woody Marks, Tyrone Tracy, Tajay Spears, Kamani Vidal, and Nicholas Singleton, with receivers being CeeDee Lamb, Tedero McMillan, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison, Parker Washington, Rashid Shaheed, Malachi Fields, and Jaylen Nowell. Sam Laporta, Colby Parkinson, Mason Taylor as our tight ends. I like it. Feels good. Receivers feel very strong. We got our standout running back to help carry the team with upside. Got our stud tight end, who we expect to have a bounce back season, leading the way with 2nd-year upside and a little unsexy but good production name. Stacks with Dak Prescott and Jared Goff, and a naked Daniel Jones, which feels fine to me. Although less so this year than last year because I would expect him to run the ball less coming off a torn Achilles, especially late in the year. But at pick like 150, who cares? 20-round draft. I wouldn't do that in Best Ball Mania. I'd definitely be done at 2 quarterbacks in Best Ball Mania. But this isn't that. So we're going to adjust our strategy accordingly. Now, let's take a look at this draft board. Anything standing out to us? Not really. Seems pretty standard for the most part. This guy goes A-Chain and Hampton. Not my favorite picks. Hampton could be a stud. Like, he was really good when he was healthy last year. Could take a 2nd-year leap. But, yeah. Little rich still. I've only drafted Josh Allen once. He falls in our lap here, so I'll mix him in. Why not? Josh Allen, not someone I want to have no exposure to. Someone I'm happy mixing in. Not going to reach up for him, but if he falls in our lap, I'll take him. And hoping to get one of these top 4 receivers. We're 4 picks away, so hopefully someone reaches for someone down here. Would really like one of these 3. I think there's a big tier break after JMO. And if this were Best Ball Mania, I wouldn't hate reaching up for these rookies. However, in this tournament, I've seen them go in the 5th and 6th round. So you're not getting too unique there. Okay, we're going to get one of these 2, Garrett Wilson or JMO. He takes Garrett Wilson, so we're going to get the Lions receiver duo of St. Brown, Jameson Williams. I'm happy with that. We're not even going to be forced to take Goff either when we have Josh Allen. So we'll try and push Goff later in the draft. See where the Sam Laporta team goes. Always want to be thinking about that. So this guy does what I was talking about last draft and reaches up a little bit for Terry McLaurin. And he has just, well-known receivers that have produced big time with McLaurin, A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, and Saquon Barkley. So if these guys get back to form next year, that could be a really good team. Could also just all be past their prime and go downhill from here. Okay, Caleb Williams, pick 44. Interesting. So seeing shit like this makes me feel better about taking Josh Allen here at pick 33. See if this guy just misclicked or something, or maybe he just really loves painting his nails. We'll see, but that's going to be interesting to watch. It's not like he even got Colson Loveland and reached for him in the 5th round. Or Luther Burden. Like, why did this guy not just take Luther Burden and then Caleb Williams in the 5th round? But hey, I'm not going to complain. Do you, buddy? Although Luther Burden, not someone I've drafted this year yet, I do not think he's a good value. If DJ Moore does get traded, which I'm kind of expecting, he could definitely be worth that pick. Came on really strong towards the end of the year, was getting schemed up by Ben Johnson, but feels rich. Man, Caleb Williams really went before Lamar Jackson. That's wild. That's wild to me. But not going to complain. Hopefully we get a good value because of it. My favorite picks right here are these rookie receivers, so I would really like to get the Lemon at pick 57. Not a big fan of the running backs, although Travion Henderson, if he falls back to me, I would definitely take him. One of these guys. Okay, Jackson Dart. This guy, are you doing some weird shit? Or are you just like new to football? And you're like, oh, Caleb Williams, Jackson Dart, new faces of the league. Because these 3 picks were normal and good picks, in my opinion. And then you just went full weirdo. But hey, I'm happy with it. We'll take the Lemon. Got 2 rookies already in Jeremiah Love and the Lemon. If Quinshon Judkins comes back to me in the 6th round, I would take him there. If not, just going to be getting another receiver. Could get Tyler Warren for a little bit of a different tight end. However, feels a little rich as well in the 6th round for my taste. I'm happier getting some values later. Now, Jordan Tyson, not someone I've drafted much of, maybe once or twice, but if he comes to us at pick 64, I could consider that. Although I think it's just going to keep falling a bit. So, I don't want to go too heavy on the rookies either. We already have 2 in our first 5 picks. Al Boogie gets Jaden Daniels. So we have a decision to make. And I don't like this decision. I don't like this decision at all. I'm just going to let it go. We'll just take Tyson. I think he was going in like the 4th round when this first opened. So we'll get him at pick 64. I'm not sure if he's going to fall all the way to pick 81. So we still get a unique pairing with Makai Lemon and Jordan Tyson. Ooh, that's a lot of rookies, though. I don't like getting that many rookies early, but the value is there. We'll mix them in. It's February. Who cares? Wouldn't even be surprised if the Bills trade up for one of these guys and try and go way higher in the draft. Would be pretty rich, but they're desperate at receiver. I'm probably going to max out this tournament with 150 drafts. So when I see guys that I'm not normally drafting fall past ADP and we can get a unique combination with them, I'm just going to take it, get my exposure that way. That's how I like to play these things. Now, we need running back, especially when our only running back is a rookie. We'll draft Ramondre if he comes to us. Not really expecting that. I want Harold Fannin, man. I want some Harold Fannin exposure. Just feels expensive. But if he comes to us, I'll take him with my next pick and then just slam running backs. Kind of a similar strategy that we did with our last draft, except for Josh Allen, of course. Hoping for one of these 2 guys. Man, I thought I was going to draft so much Harold Fannin this year because I expected him to go in like the 9th round, maybe the 10th round, and him to be like one of the best values in the draft. But people are sharper. And he's getting taken. Okay, so this kind of sucks. We'll get a tight end, Tucker Kraft. Opens another quarterback stack for us later if we want some Jordan Love exposure. And I don't really want to reach for Tony Pollard. I don't want to reach for Chubadoo. These receivers aren't my favorite. I'm not drafting Diggs. Not drafting Diggs at all this year at this price. Quentin Johnson, not my favorite value either. We have our elite quarterback in Josh Allen already, so any of these guys are going to be off the board for us. And might just reach up for our guy, Blake Corum, with the next pick. I like Blake Corum a lot. Could even just take running back with our next 3 picks, which is very well what I might do. Michael Pittman, DJ Moore, I feel like are good values as well. So if we want a 5th receiver, we could do that and then get 2 running backs with our next picks. I might do that actually. Reach up for a receiver instead of these running backs. I think I'm going to do that. I think there's a tier break after them. Michael Pittman was playing really well before he got injured. DJ Moore kind of came on towards the end of the year and could just get traded. I'm going to take DJ Moore. Big play waiting to happen. Underutilized last year. Had some pouting problems. That's just what he does. But 8th round, DJ Moore. I like it. I'll mix him in. ADP, not the biggest deal at this point in the draft or the offseason. So I'm going to mix these guys in. Now, Thinking about quarterbacks, I'm not going to force Jared Goff. I'd rather get 2 running backs with our next picks. We're going to take a running back with our next pick almost guaranteed, but I'm going to lean into Josh Allen, even if we don't have a stack for him. I don't really care. Maybe we could have passed on Tucker Kraft and planned on getting Kincaid later. Could still draft Kincaid if we want to just get these 2 tight ends and stop there. 2 of my highest drafted tight ends last year, actually. Pretty unfortunate that they both got injured because they're proven to be good values. This receiver range isn't my favorite. Some of these guys are going to, some of these guys are going to absolutely smash. And some of these guys are going to absolutely fall off. Could have planned on taking Khalil Shakir as a stack for Josh Allen, but his ADOT is like 1 yard. He's just a screen merchant. Now, Michael Pittman falls back to us. I'm not going to feel the best about taking DJ Moore. Probably would have wished I took a running back. We'll see, though. See what happens. Bo Nix. There goes Pittman. So that feels fine. Tyler Algier gets taken, so I'm not going to hesitate. We're going to take David Montgomery. And I think I'm just going to secure my second quarterback now. And then look at running backs at the next turn. We'll get one of these guys. I would take Goff over Love. Love has a little bit more rushing upside, but okay, this guy just takes naked Jared Goff. Why? I don't know. Hopefully he doesn't. Like, why, dude? Why'd you take Jared Goff? I don't know. I'll never know. People just get desperate for quarterbacks. Oh, this is our boy Caper, too. You cucked us, man. Why'd you have to cuck us? So we can get a stack, get our second tight end. But I think quarterback is just more valuable. So I'm going to do that and happily be done at 2. Get Jordan Love to stack up with Tucker Kraft. We really need running backs, but I feel solid at quarterback at least. Could aim for a Keon Coleman late stack with Josh Allen. A little bounce back revenge season after Keon got just completely disrespected by the coaching staff in Buffalo. Like, man, that just sucks. Like, how insulting. They just said, yep, we're firing our coach because he wanted Keon Coleman. Like, dude, so disrespectful. Maybe try and uplift your players a little bit and you won't be such a shitty franchise. Coming from a Lions fan who also has never won a Super Bowl, never even been to a Super Bowl, but at least our coaching staff and owners aren't a dick to their players. Wouldn't even surprise me if Buffalo traded for someone like DJ Moore. Could just fall our way into a stack there. So I'm happy I took Jordan Love. Seen Mendoza, Shuck, and Stroud go already. Going to be drafting at least 7 running backs on this team, maybe even 8. Could go with like a 2-8-8-2 on this team. See what values come to us. And Darnold goes as well. I'm happy we took Jordan Love. Just secured that running back position. Khalil Shakir. Still available to stack with Josh Allen if we want to. But I just need the running backs more. He gets taken anyways. Give me Woody Marks. I love Woody Marks this year. One of the best values in the draft for me. Someone who I've taken in like probably half my drafts. And I'm just going to keep doing it. And I'm going to bet on these young talents over guys like J.K. Dobbins and James Conner pretty happily. Kenneth Gainwell could be a nice value, could just be awful as well. If he goes back to Pittsburgh, Arthur Smith isn't there anymore, who was just feeding him the ball a ton. And if Aaron Rodgers returns and Kenneth Gainwell returns, could be a good value because very trusted target by Aaron Rodgers. This guy already has 4 running backs, so I don't expect him to take Emmett Johnson. I would love an Emmett Johnson share on a team like this. Would be our 4th rookie already, but I'm fine with that. Might just be a rookie-heavy team. He takes Dobbins, so he does go with a running back, and we're going to get the last one available for a while. So I'm happy with that and how it turned out. Okay, I do like how this team is coming together. It feels nice. Quarterbacks, Josh Allen and Jordan Love. Running backs, Jeremiah Love. Oh, we got the Love correlation. There we go. I love Love. Jeremiah Love, Dave Montgomery, Woody Marks, Emmett Johnson. Receivers, St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Mekhi Lemon, Jordan Tyson, DJ Moore, with Tucker Kraft as our lone tight end. I like it. I'm happy with it. See how the rest of the draft falls for us. Yeah, at this point in the offseason, man, like we like to think we know how the season's going to go, who's going to be good, who's not. But we have no fucking clue at all. We have no idea. Tyreek Hill. Not drafting him this year. Sorry, buddy. I like some of these receivers in this range again. I'm happy that we're up to 4 running backs already. I really think I might go with a 2-8-8-2, depending on who our second tight end is. Like if we get Juwan Johnson, I'm happy with Tucker Kraft, Juwan Johnson. I'm even happy with Tucker Kraft, AJ Barner. We'll see what comes to us. Not looking at a quarterback whatsoever. I like these receivers as well. Juwan Johnson gets taken, so I'm probably going to go with a receiver and then maybe look to just draft AJ Barner and stop at 2 tight ends. Jordan Mason is a good value too. Can consider him. Travis Hunter, like who knows, man? Who knows what's happening with Travis Hunter? Could be one of the best values, could be one of the worst. On a team like this, I'm just going to go with Josh Downs. So we have 2 rookie receivers, and I just think Josh Downs is a really great value. I don't think I'm going to force AJ Barner to. If Travis Hunter's there, I'm taking him at 160. Jalen McMillan, too, is also one of my favorite values, especially if Mike Evans leaves in free agency. Man, running backs just don't feel good for the whole rest of the draft. Receivers do. Like, I feel like you can find good receiver value at every point in the draft, really. So I might just force a running back here. We've drafted McMillan a lot. We don't need to force him on this team. I like some of the tight end values later, but if I'm not really comfortable stopping at 2 tight ends with the rest of these guys. This gets tough. Al Boogie has 0 tight ends, so we can expect tight ends to go near us later. Rashad White, AJ Barner. You gonna make it easy for us? He takes Jalen McMillan. Nice pick. So, like Rashad White's nothing special too. But I kind of feel like I just need the running back. Man, this sucks. I need the running back. I'm just gonna take him. Especially when we have 2 rookies as well. Getting a guy like Rashad White, who is a free agent, don't know what team he's going to be on, but he's just going to have a pass catching role wherever he goes. We'll take that. Braylon Allen, Katrin Allen go right after. Like the running backs in the rest of the draft just don't feel the best. And we're going to be hoping that one of these tight ends comes back to us. Man, these receiver values just feel really nice. Like I like Trey Tucker. I like Trey Harris. Isaac Tesla has high upside. Torrey Horton has high upside. Alec Iwanor, high upside. Keon Coleman, someone who I might star on this team just to get a stack with Josh Allen and a chance that he has a revenge season and bounces back. Yeah, that's the thing, man. That's why I like getting some of these running backs early if we can, because the receiver value just feels good later. I'll be pretty stoked if AJ Barner comes back. And if he gets past this team, okay, 4 of these 5 teams have 2 tight ends, and this guy has 4. So as long as none of them are on auto, good chance we get AJ Barner. There goes Likely. There goes Mixon. So if we get AJ Barner, I'm going to be pretty fucking stoked because I was going to take him at pick 160. Come on. Don't cuck me, Legio. Don't cuck me. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You didn't do it. Baron Mooney, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Come on. Insta-click. Come on, Baron. Give him to me. Let's go. Okay. I listened to my intuition, and I was right. Look at the running backs available. Absolutely none. Nicholas Singleton is next, who I will take with my next pick if he's available. Okay. I'm stoked about that. That makes me really happy. Sometimes you just got to listen to that intuition, you know, and cross your fingers, hope the guy you want comes back. Theo Johnson, Kelsey, Likely all go before him. I like AJ Barner more than all these guys. Going into his 3rd season, pretty much solidified him as a starting tight end. Had a great game in the Super Bowl. I like those things. And man, Nicholas Singleton would be another rookie. Do we take another rookie? Trey Tucker's nice as well. We don't need to force that on this team, though. We can get receivers later. Let's just take another rookie. We're going to load up. And probably going to just go 2-8-8-2 on this team. Just load up on running back darts. Take our chance on some of these guys. Probably going to be a lot of rookies on this team. It's not bad to mix in like that, though. The thing with rookies is they're going to be the best picks in the draft and the worst picks in the draft.
Hello, Momos. Hi, buddy. You want to say hi? Come here. Come here. You want to say hi? Hey, relax.
He did not want to say hi. Momo did not want to say hi today. That's okay. He's still a sweetheart. So we're going to be looking at 2 running backs, 2 receivers. See what comes to us. I keep queuing up Zachariah Branch because Bucky Brooks had him ranked as his number 4 receiver. And you see where guys like Denzel Boston, Casey Concepcion are going in drafts. And you got, analysts with great long-standing reputations having some of these late round players going above them. I like that. Gonna take my chances on some of these late receivers. We do have a lot of rookies, though. I would like to take Keon Coleman with my next pick just to get a stack with Josh Allen. Branch goes. Zachariah Branch also passes the name check, which I think is important for rookies. You got to have a cool name. Got to have a cool name that's going to look good on a jersey. It's going to sound nice from an announcer. That shit matters. Whether you believe it or not, it matters. Brian Robinson, nice value for where he goes. JJ McCarthy, it'll be interesting to see if he starts the whole season or not. I'm kind of leaning towards thinking Kirk Cousins goes back there to Minnesota and is kind of a break glass in case of emergency quarterback for them. Although there were reports that the Falcons were going to release Kirk and then re-sign him, and he hasn't even been released yet. So that could very well happen. I'm going to take Keon Coleman. If you're going to draft him, getting on a team with Josh Allen is the way to do it. And could go with another Buffalo player in Ray Davis, but I don't think he's anything special. He's also like 26 going into his 3rd year, I think, which not great. Could go with the Brazel. Brashard Smith is also a player I quite like. Keaton Mitchell gets taken. Caleb Johnson didn't do shit his rookie year, but still was a 3rd round pick. We've seen players before like Blake Corum who didn't do anything in their rookie season, and in their 2nd season, they showed up. There goes Mooney. So I'm going to take a running back first and then see who's available later. Oh, maybe I should have gone with Emmanuel Wilson because we have Green Bay correlation. Oh, well. Probably going to take another one of these rookies, just take my shots. And then a veteran maybe. We'll see how the board falls to us. Brashard Smith could have a handcuff with Jeremiah Love. Would not be surprised if the Chiefs draft Jeremiah Love. Take some pressure away from Patrick Mahomes, get an actual good running back instead of having to rely on 42-year-old Kareem Hunt, who is a true kicker, not a running back. Get it? Fucking terrible joke. 8 years too late. But yeah, I think regardless, Brashard Smith is going to have a pass catching role. Play that Jerick McKinnon type role, which can be valuable. You can take like an 80-yard screen to the house. And in the 18th round, feels like a good bet to me. So going to end off with where I'm wondering one running back, one receiver. Hey, hopefully Wilson just falls back to us too. I would take him for some Green Bay correlation. I'm not even sure if he's a free agent or not, but he had his moments last year. Wasn't anything special even in the games that Josh Jacobs missed. but it's round 19. Round 19, round 20. Who cares? He gets taken, though. That's fine. We weren't holding our breath for him. Okay, let's take a look at this draft board. I would take Ray Davis if he's there. He plays for Buffalo. Just bet on the team. Jaden Blue could be an absolute zero or could be a league winner. He was getting drafted like an expected league winner last year, so I would take him. Feels fine to mix in. And as our 8th running back, who cares? Although Chris Brazzell is someone who I haven't drafted a lot and want to draft. These guys, they need running backs more than receiver here, and I like options at receiver, so we'll go ahead and take Jaden Blue first, and hopefully one of these rookies or second, third-year players comes back to us. Hoping for one of these rookies. Load up on the rookies this draft. We have 3 rookie running backs. Probably going to get 3 rookie receivers, which I'm fine with. Team looks like Josh Allen and Jordan Love as our quarterbacks. Running backs, we have 8 with Jeremiah Love, David Montgomery, Woody Marks, Emmett Johnson, Rashad White, Nicholas Singleton, Brashard Smith, and Jaden Blue. And our receivers, St. Brown, Jameson Williams, The Lemon, Jordan Tyson, DJ Moore, Josh Downs, Keon Coleman, and come on now, Boogie, ruin my flow, bro. I was hoping to make that smooth. He's not going to take a receiver. He already has 9. And Malachi Fields. With Tucker Kraft and AJ Barner as our 2 tight ends. So 2-8-8-2 build. Very interesting. But I like it. Feels good to me. Tucker Kraft, AJ Barner leaning into the upside that these tight ends have. Hopefully Tucker Kraft comes back healthy at the start of the year off his ACL injury. 6 rookies on the team, 3 running backs, 3 receivers. I don't think we overdid it, though. I don't think we overdid the rookies. One of them is Jeremiah Love, who you expect to just be a stud from day one. Emmett Johnson, who is a similar prospect ranking to Jadarian Price, who's going 30, 40 picks above him. So I like that value. And Nicholas Singleton, who Bucky Brooks has as his number 5 running back, all the way at pick 184. And if these guys go to the right situation, they can be league winners. With pass catchers, with Rashad White, Brashard Smith, Jaden Blue, who can make plays out of the backfield. Woody Marks a good pass catcher too. Wasn't really used that much like that in Houston, but these are archetypes of players that I like to get, who might not be the sexiest, but they can have big games. And in best ball, we don't need to know when that's going to happen. Stud, receiver, Mr. Consistent, the businessman, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, his partner in crime, who just seems to get better every year and is a big play waiting to happen. The Lemon, projected top 10, top 15 pick. Jordan Tyson, projected top 10, top 15 pick, who could slip a bit with injury concerns, but from what I've heard, the talent is there. DJ Moore, I kind of expect to get traded, maybe even to Buffalo. Josh Downs, one of my favorite values. Keon Coleman, a late round stack with Josh Allen, who could just be on his revenge tour next year. And Malachi Fields, who is being compared similarly to Denzel Boston, who is going half the draft earlier. So I like this team a lot. I'm pretty happy with both of the teams that I drafted today. So yeah, thanks for joining. Hope you guys enjoyed. Come back tomorrow for another live stream. I love you. Joy is beautiful. End stream.